and they were like, hang up, call the ambulance.
So right now it is 8:56 p.m. Monday the 19th, and we are at the hospital because we had a little bit of a scare tonight.
Yes, we did.
But everything's all good. Mum is good.
Yes.
Baby is good.
Everything's good.
I've got apple juice. So I think I'm all good.
We rode in an ambulance.
We did.
My first time I didn't get an ambulance.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But
It's scary.
yeah, very scary. So it is 12:19 now. And we're still here. I think we've been sleeping on and off for the past like 2 hours or so. But Natalia looks really awake right now.
I don't know why I'm not tired.
It's actually getting really cold.
The baby's been kicking a lot, which is good. So it's comforting. We have so much explaining to do to you guys about what happened.
How are you feeling?
Yeah. I'm feeling a lot better than I was feeling earlier.
You need to pee.
Yeah.
This is live footage of how we get Natalia out of bed.
Thank you.
It is 4:36 a.m. Let's see what we can have for food. Tuna mayo sandwiches, which Natalia can't have, but I can. And there's apple juice. Let's take this back.
7. Chelsea just left. I've got to be really quiet because there's another lady in the room just over there. I'm just waiting for this morning to get a scan. They're also testing my blood and my pee to check if I have preeclampsia, which is kind of scary. So breakfast is served. I got some toast, juice, wheat bix, fruit, water, and some yogurt. Tasty. So it's 10:10 a.m. and they've just attached me to this monitoring thing, which basically monitors the baby's movements and any contractions I might be having, and they all come out on this piece of paper over here. Chelsea's at home, she's having a sleep, and we're just doing this, and I think later today I'll be getting a ultrasound. They're gonna push ahead my 28-week ultrasound to today, just to kind of see what's happening, and it's so soon on when I was going to get my other one anyway, so.
It's like a head or a butt just there. But then something here as well. The big roll.
So it's almost midday. I've been in here for well over 15 hours now at this point. Chelsea's on her way in. She's trying to get parking. Parking is an absolute joke at the hospital, so we have to wait some time. I am feeling astronomically better today. I still don't know what happened. I've got a lot of tests that are currently being run. I came back negative for gestational diabetes, which is amazing. The thing they're testing me for now is preeclampsia, which is a really bad condition that can affect pregnant women regardless of whether they've had like hypertension and blood pressure issues prior to pregnancy. But because I have blood pressure issues and last night was very much like a very bad blood pressure event, they're kind of concerned that it could potentially be preeclampsia, which means that I would need to be monitored very, very closely. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot better today. I'm just feeling really tired, like really exhausted, really hungry all the time. I didn't have a hospital bag packed. I didn't even think to pack like a hospital bag for maybe not even labor, but just like to come stay. So I have been in the same clothes. I feel gross. I feel dirty. Chelsea's bringing me a change of clothes and stuff, which would be good. But yeah, so when I get home, the first thing I'm going to be doing is packing myself a damn hospital bag. So God forbid if I come back in here, I'm already set. I've got clothes, I've got snacks, I've got just everything that I need. I was severely underprepared coming in here. I think what was most important was that we were both happy and healthy, and they were saying that it is very, very good that I called the ambulance, because if I didn't, it could have been really bad because my blood pressure was astronomically higher than it has ever been before. And if I didn't call them, there is very good chance I could have had a stroke, which would have not been good for for anybody, which is, it's a scary thought because it literally came out of nowhere. The whole thing, I'll explain it more to you, do like a sit down where we'll like actually rehash everything that happened.
I have been home, I've showered, and now I am back at the birthing suite. Natalia.
I'm wearing a t-shirt, it's too small now. I look ridiculous.
But I just brought her a change of clothes and it is now 12 p.m. Yeah, 12 p.m. I left this morning at 6 a.m. I had a couple of hours of sleep. Then I just got back here maybe half an hour ago. But I just had 3 shots of coffee, so.
I haven't had any coffee yet.
Do you want me to make you one?
Yes, please.
Yeah? Or do you want me to go buy you one? Oh. Now we need to find some food. Okay, she can have yogurt and she can have fruit. I'll make her some coffee. Where are the cups? I think we're going with this. She likes a lot of milk in her coffee.
There's baby's feet over
Oh,
here. Little toes. So that's baby's leg bone, the thigh bone.
oh wow.
Cool.
Is that the heart there?
That's baby's heart.
Oh my goodness.
Can you see that?
Is it tapping its toes?
Moving its toes.
Yeah. Is there good music going on in there?
That's very cute.
Oh, look at the
Can you
arm.
see the eye? Yeah.
That's sternum.
Look at the wriggling. Is that eyes open?
They were.
Oh, look.
You can see the tip of baby's
Oh,
nose.
yeah.
Have a drink.
Oh my god, did you see
Yeah. Oh, you can see the mouth and everything. Okay, so we have now moved rooms.
I got a really great sandwich.
And she finished her coffee as well. She said it was one of the best coffees.
I feel like I just needed any coffee at that point.
Yeah.
You know, so. When we got our ultrasound, they just said that we have another ultrasound in 2 weeks' time. We get another scan. So you get to see the baby again, which will be good.
Yeah, because this was meant to be the last time
Mm-hmm.
I saw baby. No, I'm actually okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bottoms up, boys.
And I just asked if she can be a bit lower, so just gonna send her down
Where am I going?
to the abyss.
Yeah, are you burying me?
Yeah.
What's happening? I'm the
Let's
best of
see
both
how high you
worlds.
can go.
I'm still going. I feel like I'm gonna get like motion sick. I'm very tall. I like literally wouldn't be able to get off here. Why am I so tall? If anyone comes in now, they're gonna be like,
We need to put your bumpers up.
oh, come on. Hello team, I've had a shower. Chelsea washed my hair for me. I could kind of get used to it. It was kind of nice having someone else like deal with my hair for once.
Oh my god, you're so right. Hospital coffee when you're desperate is actually pretty good.
When you're desperate, hospital coffee is really great. I was talking to Chelsea earlier. She made me my morning coffee when she came in, and I got whisked off to do an ultrasound at the same time, and I was just hanging out for that coffee so bad, and I drank it, and it
You drank it during your ultrasound.
yeah, well, because like I was so desperate, and it was literally the best thing ever. And normally I wouldn't say, oh yeah, hospital coffee's good, but I was all about it.
I have to put Natalia's compression socks on.
Yeah,
So, I am, but
not
they're
without
actually-
a fight. Get your rings out of my foot. Oh, it's a boy.
She got her so small.
What are you trying to say? Oh my goodness. Real talk. We finally had a talk with the doctor, the nurse who was on shift.
They didn't actually know that no one saw us instead.
So we'd been sitting here for 5 hours, waiting for something to happen, and it was never gonna happen.
We had already seen somebody, so nobody was coming in to see us.
Nah. So basically, what is happening is that your girl's got to stay in at least another night. They've got to monitor my blood pressure and all that stuff throughout the night. No one had monitored my blood pressure at all since being here, which is a bit shaky, but whatever. So yeah, I'm going to be in here another night, which is really disappointing. I was really hoping that I was going to get to go home today, but unfortunately I'm not, but that's okay, because that's the best place to be right now. I'm just thankful that everything's okay. Isn't that right?
Sucks that I can't stay here again tonight. So right now it is 5 o'clock. I'm gonna head off soon and go get Natalia some essentials that we've made a list in the phone. So it's things like PJs, underwear, socks, your pillow, all her medications and things like that. And then I'll bring back the vlog camera as well. At least she has dinner coming.
Oh, true.
Yeah, so the hospital, because she's admitted now, last night, because we got here too late, she didn't get dinner. And this morning, she didn't get breakfast because she missed out on the day before's intake. So they didn't prepare breakfast for her, but they prepared dinner for her.
They found me some random tray of food that wasn't mine. They did.
I didn't know it was a randoms.
Yeah, it had someone else's name on it, and then she looked at it, and then she pulled it off and threw it in the bin, and then gave me the tray.
I didn't know that. What the heck?
There's someone out there. I ate your wheat, bitch.
I feel like such a dad.
Do you?
Staff just came by. A spare tray, so I don't think she was meant to
Look
get
what
this.
I got my third cup of fruit. Oh yeah.
Instagram. Gotta take a photo
Do it for the gram. I'm thankful that I got free food and that I live in a country where I get free food and free medical. I'm gonna know my privilege. I'm gonna check myself. I'm gonna
Yes.
check myself.
Is it better than your sandwich you had before?
Anything was better than that sandwich. Real talk, I am thankful that I live somewhere where I was able to get an ambulance in like 10 minutes and go to a hospital, get like first world care, and like not have to be stressing about it.
About the finances, yeah.
So I'm very, very thankful that that is my reality. You can worry about what's important, which is health, which was what it should be for everyone.
Yeah. Where we can focus on Natalia's health, the baby's health, and yeah, and the parking here is free as well. So we're just very, very lucky. You stole my jelly.
You gave it to me.
Yeah, well. Okay, I just got home and it's 7:48 and the house is a mess. Do not even worry about that. But I just packed Natalia's overnight bag, got her pillow. I've got everything. Let's drive back to the hospital. I hope she's feeling a lot better. I put some sip bars in her bag as well because I know that there's milk and stuff there. So we didn't have any snacks, but we have sip bars. And if you don't know what that is, it's like flavored straws that you can have with a glass of milk, so that it's flavored milk. But grabbing her pillow and off we go. Good morning guys, it is another day in the hospital. My roommate is currently showering, so I was like, well, I will take the time now to chat to you guys. I am waiting for Chelsea to arrive this morning. It is, what time? 8:32 in the morning. I actually had an incredible sleep. Like I slept on and off every 2 hours from 11 till 7:40? Something like that. So every 2 hours I'd come in, check my blood pressure readings, check my pulse, and then I'd also listen for the baby's heartbeat every 2 hours, which even though it happened so frequently, I actually had a great sleep. So I might stay here. So I've just had breakfast, food was dropped off, and just now they've dropped off a new order form for tomorrow's food in case I happen to so be here tomorrow. Apparently we're getting a handover / chat to by the doctors, so they're going to kind of let us know what our game plan is. I had a little moment last night, or this morning at 1 AM and decided to cut my hair.
I had a bit of a meltdown this morning,
Which is justifiably so.
yeah. I think I don't think everything that happened, it didn't hit me, I think. And I think like it all just kind of builds up. So I'm glad you're here now.
I'm glad I'm here. I don't know if Nat already told you guys, but she's going to be staying here again tonight.
Yeah.
But hopefully she can get out tomorrow.
That would be good.
Yeah.
I didn't even think I was staying in like the first night.
Yeah.
And then they had me yesterday. I really thought I was going home yesterday. Like I, with my whole
Yeah.
chest, thought I was going home.
So that's 2 nights. Tonight will be 3 nights. I don't know if we've given you guys an actual explanation of everything that happened, but
That's gonna have to still wait. I think.
yeah, I think that can wait. We're just focusing on getting out of here
Yeah,
and
that's right.
being better.
It was wild.
Yeah.
I kind of like wish I could have been a fly on the wall when it all happened, just to, like watch what happened, because I don't remember.
It was scary.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
It was, yeah. It was.
I'm sure
Anyway.
you handled yourself well. I'm proud of you.
Might have shot it a little bit, but that's
No,
okay.
I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So
We're a team.
I've got a coffee, Nat's already finished hers, and we also have chocolate.
Yes.
But we're gonna watch Netflix today.
So we take it a little bit of time to come outside and get some fresh air because God knows I need it, but I thought we could take this opportunity to thank the sponsors of this video, Skillshare, for partnering with us. It's very exciting. So who is Skillshare?
Well, if you don't know who Skillshare is and you need me to explain, then
we do.
Skillshare is pretty much an online learning community where you can go and learn from all different classes, from all different amazing creators.
So we are doing the YouTube Success Masterclass by Marcus Brownlee, and it's actually been really cool to see things from a different perspective. We've been doing this YouTube thing for a while, and we thought we knew everything. It turns out we don't.
The biggest takeaway so far is just that we thought we knew so much, but there's always room to grow. So don't be afraid to start a new class, but if that one's not for you, that's okay. As you guys may know, I do have a little business called Little Bay, and there are perfect classes out there for small business owners as well. So there's one that I'm actually really looking forward to, and it's called DIY Backdrops, and that one's by Tabitha Park. So I'm guessing it's gonna run me through how to make my IG look amazing.
Poppin'.
Poppin'.
And that one's not really for me, but one that we did come to a mutual agreement that we want to complete together. She won't let me start it without her. And it's called Design the Life You Want.
Designing the Life You Want.
And
that one's by Michelle B.
And that's, I believe, a bit about like motivation, setting up your day and just kind of trying to get the most out of every day. I think that's cool, like the variety that Skillshare actually has to offer. So
maybe one day I can find and link you to like cleaning the house kind of.
I don't think Skillshare has that. That is
joy.
That is not necessary. So Skillshare are always adding premium classes onto the platform, which means if you think you've learnt everything on the platform, you haven't, because there is definitely more coming, and it works out to be, I think, $10 a month.
That's based on an annual subscription, which I'm sure you're gonna use.
The amount you could learn in a year for $10 a month, that's actually
oh my
crazy.
gosh, I can see your brain just exploding.
I'm like
right now.
so excited. And there's no ads, which is like the best part about it as well.
Yeah, so make sure you click the link below in our description, because the first 1,000 of you guys will actually get a free trial. And not just any trial,
a premium trial. You know how it is.
You were so excited to say that.
I know, I was waiting. I'm like, this is my moment.
However, if any of the classes didn't really tickle your fancy, there's so many more. There's thousands of classes out there.
Don't forget to take a coffee with you, and you all better stay in your sweatpants or your PJs.
Oh, yeah, there are no standards.
Oh, it's okay, no one's gonna judge you.
I guess we have to go back inside to the hospital.
This has been fun. Look at how cute my wife looks. Look how cute I am being not where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, the hospital's there. That's where she's meant to be.
I'm not where I'm supposed to be.
So if you guys don't know, it's day 3 right now of Nat being in the hospital.
But fingers crossed tomorrow's the day I get to go home. There was talk about it. I just don't want to get my hopes up.
Spoiler alert.
But if I'm still here tomorrow, I said Chelsea needs to bring me the dogs because I miss them.
We have just found a little place to sit. We're just on a bridge.
Before we go back inside, I figured it was probably time we kind of do a story time for why we're here, why we're in the hospital.
I think I'm gonna let Nat say most of this because it was her.
But you can definitely interject if there's moments that I've forgotten or didn't realize. So this is the reason as to why I'm in hospital, everybody. This is get your coffees and your teas because this is crazy.
And just so you know, for reference, today is Wednesday. This all happened on
Monday night.
Monday night.
So it all started, we were in Aldi, which is a supermarket here in Australia. It sounds crazy, and I sound crazy saying this, but out of the corner of my eye, I got startled by someone in my space, and it wasn't until I looked down I realized that what I got scared by or startled by was my own hand. Like and then it kept happening. I kept being like, my arm feels weird. Like I was,
and it was only her right side. Everything that she's gonna say is her right side of the body.
Yeah, so I was like, what the hell? And I was looking at my arms and I'm like, my arms feel really long. Like, feels like I don't belong here. And it felt like, perspective wise, my limbs felt off. It was weird. It felt like I was longer than I actually am. We left the supermarket about 6:10. Got home just 20 past 6. Space station flew over, watched that for 6 minutes. This is important because of the timeline of how quick everything happened. And as I was standing out there about to walk inside, I got like a stabbing pain, like a really sharp pain in the back right side of my head at the back here. Really short, really sharp, only happened once. It was like boom. Then as I was walking inside, went to the bathroom, I was sitting there and I'm like, this is weird. Like I'm starting to get like this like vision, like aura lights, kind of like what you get before you get a silent migraine. I've had silent migraines before where your head doesn't hurt, but you just get these weird like things in your field of vision. and I'm like, oh crap, I'm about to get a migraine, this is so trash. So yeah, I started getting like this weird aura thing, and I'm like, man, that's weird. I'm gonna, like, if I don't go to sleep now, I'm gonna have an absolutely terrible migraine. I need to get myself sorted. Got into my pajamas. Chelsea had started making dinner at this point because she realized I was not feeling well. I didn't even drive home from the supermarket because it just wasn't working for me. And as she's like cooking and stuff, I'm like, okay, well maybe I should take my blood pressure just before I go to bed, just to be on the safe side, because I've got blood pressure issues. My blood pressure, and it was 142 over...
It was 140 over 106.
Yeah, so really high, really high for me. Like, I've got high blood pressure, but that was like unlike anything I've ever had on a reading in my life ever. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And of course, because we're pregnant as well, it's so important like to make sure everything's in check. I was like, Chelsea, can you like call the birthing unit, like the birthing clinic, just so they can check whether like that is safe or whether I need to get checked out. So she gets on the phone with the birthing clinic, and I'm like sitting down, and then I realize I'm really not feeling that good. And then you're having a phone call. How'd that go?
I was on the phone. So the birthing clinic is actually where we ended up getting admitted to, but I was on the phone and the operator was like, what's going on? So I explained to her like, hey, my wife is 28 weeks pregnant, almost 28 weeks pregnant. Her right arm is going numb. She had a stabbing pain, just explaining everything that Nat just said. And they were like, hang up, call the ambulance, call an ambulance straight away. And I was like, okay. Yeah, Chelsea starts calling an ambulance, and yeah, at this point my arm feels like it is made of wood. I can't feel it. It is like not connected to me. My lips and my tongue were tingling, and like, so was your hands actually.
And my hands were tingling. Just I had all this stuff going on that is like completely not normal. So I went to go lie down on the bed, and I was calling my mum at the same time to come get the dogs because the ambulance was being called. I was about to be taken to hospital. We needed to get it sorted. So I was on the phone to my mom. She picks up the phone, and I struggled to get the words out of my mouth. I was just like, the paramedics are coming, can you come get the dogs? Like, I just couldn't, like, my mouth just wasn't making the shapes it needed to sound.
She couldn't articulate and just say the words that she needed to.
Yeah, but mum got the gist of what happened, or that she needed to come. Chelsea was on the phone with paramedics the whole time. I remember I kept asking, I was like, how far away are they? How far away are they? Because like, normally if someone says to me call an ambulance, which is terrible, but I kind of check in with myself as to whether I really need an ambulance or if I can get there myself, because I know how expensive an ambulance is.
Just the fact that when I called the birthing unit, they were like, straight away call an ambulance. So
yeah, so I knew that they were coming, but it was weird because in that moment I realized that I needed an ambulance, and I kind of didn't have a second guess about whether I should have an ambulance. I was like, I'm gonna have to pay for it regardless, but I know that I need it right now. They came pretty quick.
They were really quick. So I was on the phone with a paramedic, and so they were on their way, and then there ended up being 3 people coming in.
So yeah, the paramedics came in, and the dogs were losing their goddamn minds, and it just broke my heart because they are such, like, they can be really anxious with new people, and I think they knew something was up. Like,
they know the moment
something was up.
Like when you were on the phone with mum, the dogs came up to you and they were trying to like
on top of me.
Yeah, when they know that one of us are upset or crying, which Nat was crying, they instantly come up and try and cuddle with you to make you feel better and lick your tears. But yeah, these guys were like going off.
They were like screaming, and it like broke my heart, but like there was nothing we could really do. They asked me what happened, and I was telling them like what was going on and my symptoms and stuff. They took my blood pressure, and it was higher than what it was reading at previously, which was already a high for me.
Yeah, so it was reading at 150,
and they were like, okay, we need to take you to hospital.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. Like, I'm actually, not only has an ambulance been called out for me, like I'm about to be taken in an ambulance to a hospital. Like this has got to be something. It means that like I'm not just being like,
it's not all in your head.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, but that's kind of scary that it wasn't. So I got in the back of the ambulance, and I lay down on the stretcher, and they kept taking like my blood pressure, and then it went from like the top number being like 140 at home to 150 in the bed to 160 to 170 over 120, which is the highest number. So the highest reading I had was 170 over 120, which is scary. Like that is like
insane.
That is like the kind of levels that like if you don't get on top of that, like you could have a stroke or a heart attack.
And
like,
that's what they were scared about.
Yeah, so they were like, oh my goodness, like, because we didn't know what was going on. This has never happened before. So I had what's it called,
cannulas in both arms.
Yeah, like this in both arms, and they were putting saline solution, like a drip in one arm, and then I had this other thing that was squeezing magnesium into my arms to try to bring my blood pressure down, because it was only just going up, which is putting more pressure on my heart, which is putting more pressure on the baby's heart,
and all the while as well they're trying to talk to her. She can't comprehend what they're saying. So
I couldn't understand English.
So she's had hypertension since she was 18. Any second you bring up hypertension, she'll know exactly what it is. The back of the ambulance, they said hypertension. She's like, sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what you're talking about. Because yeah, they were like, oh, so you've got like hypertension. And I'm like, I know that word. And it was freaking me out that I couldn't tell them what that word meant or anything, and they kept asking me questions about. That's the thing that they were worried about at the time, is that I could be like developing preeclampsia, which is a condition you can get during pregnancy, where essentially high blood pressure, you can get swelling in parts of your limbs, but ultimately it can lead to organ failure, which is not what you want. And the only way if you do have preeclampsia to cure it is to give birth. And we are too early to be giving birth right now, so that was the biggest worry. And they were like, do you know what preeclampsia is? And I was looking at them and I'm like, I know what it is, but I genuinely can't remember. Like, I can't tell you, but I know what it is. And it was so...
She knew that she knew, but she couldn't articulate the fact that she knew what it was.
Couldn't find it. I couldn't find it in my brain.
Yeah.
But I knew that it was in there, but I couldn't find it. And then I was just trying to like put a sentence together about like something I was wearing. And like, I could think it, but I couldn't...
You got halfway through a sentence and then you forgot what you were talking about, and then you were like, I know what I'm trying to say, but I can't say it.
Yeah.
And then
like,
the paramedics kept saying, if you remember, just blurt it out. She couldn't blurt it out. At no point did she remember or could say it.
It was weird. It was like I was forgetting English, and they'd speak to me, and it was like I knew they were speaking English, but I could not understand it.
And her speech was slurred as well.
Yeah, slurred, and I just couldn't get a sentence together. So it was really scary. Like, I've never had like any sort of cognitive issues or problems or stuff like that, and that was the first time that ever happened, and that was when my blood pressure was peaking at its highest. So they brought me into the birthing unit here to just kind of check in and see what was going on. By the time I'd gotten here, my blood pressure had stabilized a lot more. It was still high, but it had brought down a lot with the medicine that they'd given me in the back of the ambulance.
And then from there, they were regularly checking her blood pressure and everything, her heart rate, checking baby, doing ultrasound, making sure everything's safe. Baby is doing fine, Natalia's doing fine. However, they need to keep her in for a little bit longer. They just need to try and get to the root to why this happened.
Because all of the tests so far have come back not for preeclampsia, so they're retesting me today. Like, the bloods are currently being tested.
And also she doesn't have gestational diabetes or anything like that.
That came back.
Yeah.
And then they came in because they were concerned that potentially I'd had like a minor stroke, because of obviously the symptoms that I had. They're very, very much like what a stroke would, like what you get with a stroke. And also with the high blood pressure, they came in, they were testing all my reflexes a couple of times, and that all came back completely clear. So we don't actually know what it was. There's no real answers at this stage. They've like upped my blood pressure medication to help like manage it, and I think
they doubled it.
Yeah, so I think at this point they're just trying to manage like my blood pressure, because that was obviously like a huge issue throughout. Because as long as that is maintained and everything else is running healthy, we can continue keeping the baby in where it needs to be right now. And I think their just biggest concern is making sure that it's safe for the baby to be on the inside than on the outside for as long as possible.
So I've taken yesterday and today off so I could be with her, because she couldn't bathe by herself either. So she had cannulas and she was trying to have a shower.
I need to wash my hair, but I can't bend my arms.
She needed help putting like her socks on, because she's got compression socks, because they were worried about her getting blood clots in her legs.
It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, so we know that definitely she's gonna have a third night here.
Yeah,
we just have to kind of play it by ear. We didn't even know we were gonna be here for the first night.
I genuinely didn't even know I was gonna go to the hospital. Now I'm still here.
Yeah.
But honestly, at the end of the day, the baby, like, heart rate has checked out every time. Like, baby is happy and healthy, which is ultimately what is the most important. And we're just trying to keep the baby in there for as long as possible and keep it happy and healthy, and I guess keep me healthy as well.
Well, yes, obviously that's a priority.
Yeah,
starting to get a little bit tough on that, which is completely fair enough. The first night I was lucky enough because that I ended up being able to stay, because they just didn't come to see us, so I kind of snuck my way into her bed.
Yeah.
But then last night they were like, no, you
gotta leave, you gotta leave. So Yeah, this morning was a bit of a rough morning, which you would have seen. And I think it was all kind of just building up a little bit, I think. I'm just like emotionally exhausted.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was kind of a big thing that happened.
It was a very big thing that happened.
So I think that might also be why I was so tired.
Yeah.
I should probably go inside.
Yeah, because she has her next check at 4 o'clock because they're coming every 2 hours to check on her to make sure she's still
Morning and night.
Yes.
They're trying to monitor the baby, but the baby's being a little wriggle worm, and so they need to get another set of hands in here to connect this bad boy up. It's the same thing that I had in the birth suite the first night. So we're just monitoring movements and stuff like that right now. Like the kicks have been on the left, but the heartbeat's been up here in this region.
This is the voice of Chelsea. Chelsea recently just cried because the heart rate monitor for the baby comes up as a question mark. And I wasn't too sure if baby was moving because I can't feel it. It was moving.
It was moving.
I was just
They just haven't
worried.
Managed to get a good signal yet.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to tell her.
I'm over here. I'm trying to hide the camera. But I don't think I'm doing a great job.
Well, exactly, but it's really, really, really low. What are you doing down there, dude? What are you doing? It's fine down there. Yeah, you stay there. Put a little pressure there. And there. That's a beautiful heartbeat right now.
This is what it's looking like right now.
So we currently are measuring the baby's heartbeat. Chelsea's doing an impeccable job at finding the heartbeat. So every time the baby moves and wriggles, she needs to move that device. That was a kick. I gotta mark that. And how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, good. It's the one thing I can actually contribute.
Yeah, no, but you can feel the baby moving too and stuff.
Yeah, I can. And like, I didn't realize, I don't even know if Nat can show you, but on the chart, 1 centimeter, 1 minute.
Yeah, so it's measuring centimeters worth of printing a minute.
So I think I've been sitting here for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, and her hand is, oh, that's a movement. And every time there's a movement, I need to click this little button. And yeah, it helps track the baby.
This baby has been trying to kick this thing off.
Yeah, right. It's like, please get this off me.
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad that you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too, baby.
Yeah, we getting sleepy? Getting sleepy? So I can't stop laughing, and neither can Chelsea.
It's more you! Don't put the blame on me.
That black solid bar of mass is our laugh.
Update, this is what's happening. I am feeding Natalia's beef lasagna.
You're feeding the lasagna.
I'm feeding Natalia her beef lasagna. Isn't that what I said? I don't know.
You're feeding Natalia's beef lasagna.
But I have to do it while she's in bed because she still has to control that. Want me to break it up and give you some veggies at the same time?
Yeah, man, I don't want to just get left with that.
The camera is about to die, but we are done with that little machine.
It was like
doodad.
an hour and a half.
It was. We started at like 4 something, 4:10 I think. But yes, you take that.
Dinner is served now. Y'all want some bread?
Get that bread.
Hell yeah. Is that time where Chelsea needs to go home and leave me to my devices?
Sorry, I'm leaving a little bit earlier tonight because
She tired.
yeah, I've got a migraine as well.
So I'm gonna go inside. My love's gonna leave me, and hopefully I get to go home tomorrow.
What if I